With Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. We're going to talk about second molar eruptions and when to include them in your plan. And I'm going to be more talking about Invisalign or clear aligners. Braces is pretty obvious, you know. You don't have to worry too much about weird things happening if you don't, and we don't always put braces on those teeth. So less concern in braces, more of a concern in aligners. I know this graphic is showing third molars. It's basically the same concept. So let's talk about second molars. Listen, they don't always come in simultaneously. Like upper and lower may not come in at the exact same time. So what happens, say, if the lower comes in first before the upper? Well, this is not the greatest example, but I kind of want to show you guys. Like if the lower comes in before the upper, it might, because it has nothing to oppose with, especially if it's not hitting here, which it might be here, but it might super erupt where it's a little higher than the one next to it. Well, we don't want that, right? Because if that happens, then this can't come down and then we have a step. It's not the greatest thing, okay? It makes weird things happen. So we want to try to fix that, but sometimes we can't intrude this because it's going to run into this. See the difference? Or we can't extrude this because it's going to tug on this, especially if the root is curved. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell in a 2D. So, I mean, you got to keep in mind that a 3D is always better, but I'm going to play it cautious. If I'm going to see this, I'm not going to try to intrude this. I'm not going to try to extrude this. I would prefer to get these teeth out first. Now, let's say patient refused to get these teeth out. Okay, well then I guess you're gonna have to go get a CBCT. There might be an additional, cost to that. I'm not gonna include that in the plan, especially if I've got to get a report and everything, and we got to see if it's safe so we can do it. So just things to keep in mind. You can't always tell just by looking at it. Sometimes it's gonna be fully erupted, but it might have some operculum on the back. So you might be thinking, oh, it's not fully erupted. Well, it is. It just has gum on the back. And matter of fact, it's so erupted that it's super erupting. So can't go by bite marks always. Can't always go by what it looks like in an x-ray. Can't always go by what it looks like clinically. You have to use all those options to take a look. Hopefully that was helpful. Thanks.